Yeah. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi. BaHaSham Qadash. Double honors the apostle and the elders, a great millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth in its entirety. Peace and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth, whether they'll hear or forbear, all over the earth. And to the Akwith listening, quietly listening and learning, Shalom. It's a brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp with another lesson. And the title of this lesson, through the spirit and power of YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, is the rod. They have not known the rod of the Most High, right? And that's wicked Esau, man. The rod of the Most High hasn't been on them, right? And I was watching this news clip from Sky News in the UK. We'll watch it and then we'll get into it with some precepts. And the title of it is Coronavirus Hospitality Sector in Crisis Over Lockdown. Let's peep it and then we'll grab some precepts.
In the heart of the Lake District, this hotel and wedding venue has been closed for weeks. It's frightening, especially for Christina Kuka, who's from Romania. If she lost her job, she would also lose her home.
We are living staff and we didn't know we have to stay, we have to leave, what we'll do, we'll keep our jobs or not. Obviously, you're concerned about money, what will happen, you'll be paid or not. I was very scared and nervous, and I didn't know what will happen with us.
The hospitality sector here relies on overseas workers, but
yeah, let's get some precepts, man. We're gonna continue to go through this this clip, but I was watching it and some precepts jumped in my mind, right? Job 21, the title of this lesson lines up with this precept right here, this scripture. Job 21 verse 9, their houses, Salakia. Job 21 verse 8, their seed, whose seed? Esau's seed, is established in their sight, right? They watch their little ones grow up, and they watch their little ones grow up, generation and generation, get established in their sight, right? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes, right? They see their grandchildren, their children. They see them establish themselves, right? Their offspring. Here's the point: their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of YaHaWah upon them, right? Esau knows no hardships, man. Their houses are safe from fear, compared to Jake. Israel being a people before a place, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, the so-called indigenous natives, right? They know nothing but oppression and hardship, man. Our houses aren't safe from fear, right? And the rod of the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi has been honest, man. Right? So watching this clip, right, we're seeing Esau fret, panic, because there's no work, man, right? And now they're in straits, right? They're coming into some difficult times, right? And this has been the lifestyle. This has been the lifestyle of Jake, man. We've known this, man, right? We've known hardships and oppression, right? Not knowing if we're gonna have an income, right? Some of us have been homeless. You know what I mean? Isaiah 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Right, spiritual Egypt, right? America the Great, spiritual Babylon, right? There's no work which the head or tail, branch or rush may do on all levels on all levels. The bosses, the corporations, the establishments, the vendors, the blue collar, the white collar. There's no work, right? Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, right? We'll get that. We'll see the curses go on our enemies, right? And this is what's happening right now, man. And we know that wicked Esau is the chief, the primary leader of the charge when it comes to being our enemy, right? We'll get that also. Let's watch some more of the video.
Because accommodation is expensive, many live in.
Come on. Let me show you slide,
Craig Hamilton is a bar manager from South Africa. He lost his job last month, and with it, the family home.
There was no leeway, no sort of grace or anything like that. I even asked if I could stay in the house and still pay. That was rejected.
Luckily, the supermarkets are looking, so I quickly got a job there, and Craig actually got a job there as well and starts on Wednesday. But even the money we're going to be bringing in is nowhere near what we were. So it's just kind of everyone's just sort of been patient and given us a break on payment holds, but we're not looking forward to it all.
Right. You know, in the eye test, the Spirit tells me, you know, this is Esau, you know, and not speckled bird, right? Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, right? Out of work, man, you know? Right, and the rod of the Most High hasn't been on them, man, since prior to the Renaissance, right? So since the Renaissance, you know, it's been good for Esau, man. Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. And the Most High thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Right, the curses, man. All these curses, man. These are just some of the curses, man. Look, she said there before I paused the video, you know, the bills are gonna pile up. How are we gonna handle all these payments, right? Right? Isn't that in Baruch, subject to payments? This has been the lifestyle of Jake, man. This is what Jake has experienced, and it's just being passed. The cup is being passed, so to speak, pursuant to Lamentations 4 and 22, 4 and 21. Right? Let's get Baruch 3 and 18. In the Apocrypha, Baruch 3 and 18. Right? And this is how Jacob has lived, man. Baruch 3 and 18. Salakia. I know it's in chapter 3. Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Salakia, I said 18. 8. Verse 8, and it reads, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, right? Israel, right? Yet this day in our captivity. Currently we're in our captivity, the last captivity. Where thou hast scattered us. Who scattered us? The Most High, YaHaWaShi. Scattered us throughout the whole earth, four corners of the earth. For a reproach and a curse, right? The foot's on our neck, man. We're cursed, we're a byword, we're a reproach. The foot's been on our neck, right? And to be subject to payments, right? Subject to payments. That's been Jake's MO. Listen, man, my whole adult life I've been subject to payments, right? Right? The generation before me has been subject to payments, right? Generation before that has been subject to payments. So Esau is now starting to feel some of this, man. And it's just a matter of time before they bug out and be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, right? Which departed from the Lord our power, right? Well, the reason why we're subject to payments and we're being heavily afflicted is our forefathers fell out, man, and did what's wicked in the sight of the Most High YaHaWaShi. Primarily idol worship, man, going after other gods, sacrificing the children of Molech, right? So yeah, Esau's starting to get some of these curses, man, pursuant to Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, right? Let's go back to the video.
Crumbling back on us 3 months from now when we've got to catch up on all those payments.
New research shows up to 1 in 3 jobs in the Lake District could be lost. But some businesses are doing all they can to keep live-in staff on and employ new ones.
The reason we want to hold on to them, partly because it's the right thing to do, but also when we do reopen, we will need them. I am worried. I'm worried for my 70 staff. I'm worried for my business. I'm worried for my livelihood. And I'm worried really I'm 55, I've worked hard all my life to get to where I'm at, and I'm frightened I'm going to lose it all.
In distress, man. You know, he said he's worked his whole life, and he's worried he's going to lose it all. Haggai 1 verse 6, right? He's worked his whole life on the hamster wheel, so to speak. The book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6, right? 1 verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Right? You've worked, man. And now you're seeing little, right? You eat, but ye have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm, right? Just the perpetual loop of chasing the bag, right? Here's the point. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes, right? You just keeping your head above the water. You can never rise up out of that, man, right? Wages. Earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. So this guy here from the eye test, Spirit tells me he's an Edomite, not a speckled bird. You know what I mean? He's worried, man. He's worried he's going to lose it all, man. You know what I mean? In distress. Where's that precept where... let's get it, man. Yeah, Job 15, verse 24. Right. Job 15, verse 24. Job 15, verse 24. Verse 23, he wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? Right? No bread. That's coming. Famine. Wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Here's the point. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid, right? Afraid. He's afraid he's going to lose it all. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to the battle. Right. Distress, man. You know what I mean? But it's just YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi visiting Edom, wicked Esau. Let's finish out the video.
Business owners here told us it's, strangely enough, when things reopen where they'll see real problems, when they have to pay staff, rent and bills again in full with little or no recent profits to help. Katerina Vitozzi, Sky News, in the late...
Yeah, that's distress, that's fear. When they open back up, how are they gonna maintain, man? Right? Let's go to Lamentations. Is it Lamentations? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, verse 17. Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Right? This is one of the curses right here, man. Right? Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Right? Your inventory, whatever you bring in, whatever you have put away. Right? Whatever business you got going on. Store, you a merchant, it's all cursed, right? And this is the curses going back on our enemies. Our enemies, we know who our enemies are pursuant to Psalms chapter 83, crafty counsel. Let's get it, right? Wicked Esau being at the forefront. Psalms 83, tumult against thee. Psalms 83, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? They've taken crafty counsel against Jacob, right? Jerusalem, right? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, right? Cut them off, not let them know who they are. Wipe the history of Israel from off the face of the planet, from off the face of the earth, right? That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, right? Right? Prior to the Spirit being breathed on us, when we're still dry bones, we didn't know who we are. Ezekiel 37, right? The dry bones. We didn't know who we are, right? Because that was part of the crafty counsel that's been taken against us, right? By our enemies. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, right? They've aligned themselves with each other. An alliance, a group. They've grouped themselves with each other against us, Israel. Right? Here's the point. Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom, right? At the forefront, Edom. And the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, right? Edom at the forefront, our enemies, man. You see me? Right? So when Deuteronomy 30 verse 7 is fulfilling in real time, in real life. Lamentations 4. Just edify the flock, you know? Edify the flock. You know? Blow the trumpet. Lamentations 4 verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Right? They've rejoiced, they've been glad. They've received their hand-me-downs. Generational wealth. Right? Pass-me-downs, hand-me-downs. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. Uz is an ancient city in Idumea, right? The cup also shall pass through unto thee, right? The cup, that cup of righteous indignation that the Most High YaHaWah YaHaWaShi has, right? The cup also shall pass through unto thee, unto who? Unto Edom. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked, right? Thou shalt be drunk with the cup of indignation, right? And shalt make thyself naked. They're steady getting exposed, man. It's always something new. Being of wicked Esau being exposed, right? Verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, right? The punishment is about to be accomplished on the children of Israel, the elect, most high willing of the elect, right? Right? When YaHaWaShi comes back, the punishment is accomplished, right? He will no more carry thee away into captivity. No more captivity for Israel. Israel as a people, right? He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. The Most High is going to visit Edom's iniquity. Right? Which we see happening in real time, man. He will discover thy sins, right? Listen, Esau, Edom hasn't known hardships and oppression since prior to the Renaissance, man. Right? And it says right here, the Most High YaHaWah is going to visit his iniquity and discover his sins. Right? But yeah, that's it on that, man. I just wanted to drop some precepts, you know? Edify, you know what I mean? I pray edified. Call Allah YaHaWah BaHaSham Qadash. Double honors once again to the apostle and elders, a great millstone, who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim, pushing his truth all over the earth. To the Akwith listening, stay prayed up, pray without ceasing, continue learning, right? The few Akwith, right? The Akim, right? Stand firm, right? Walk in spirit, walk in the truth. Kwam Yasharala, Abad Baba.